Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Haniyfa White Eastman. She is challenging Pamela Beckles' order for the trial to continue. It's a murder trial. There's no statute of limitations on murder, yet she is challenging the fact that it has taken so long for her matter to come before the court, and she wants it thrown out, but it is a murder trial. Someone has died. Jolene Bryan was murdered. There's no doubt about that. Jolene, let me see if I have her name correct. I don't want to do any. Yeah, Jolene Eudora Bryan was stabbed in her neck, and it led to her death. Her daughter, who was young at the time, stood over her and watched her mother die, and her children and the neighbors and people who saw Haniyfa on a war path, they saw her accost Jolene. They are all willing to testify. So to throw out a murder case saying that it took too long and people are dead, they moved to America, they have forgotten. No one forgot anything. No one has forgotten anything, and everyone, or they were all waiting for this matter to come to trial. She has not been prejudiced. She went on and married. She went on and moved out of a government house and moved into a big wall house with an ex-minister of government. She has moved on and has been threatening the children of Jolene. She has moved on buying clothes. She has moved on eating out at restaurants. She did not at any point of her life was she prejudiced by the delay. The only thing that was held over her head was a trial date. A trial date, okay? And she vowed and she worked whatever magic she thought she could work to say, it will never see the light of day. I will never go to trial for murder of your mom. That's what she used to taunt the mother who was killed. She taunted her children. She taunted them when she saw them, okay? And even if she were to make a claim that she didn't taunt them, they had a right to say something to her. You think you could put my mother down and I see you out in public? Wait, Barbados, you guys play. It's play. You guys do. There. You think that I could know? I stood over and saw you take the life out of my mom. And I tell my brother, I tell my sisters, you know me. I'm going to tell everybody, okay? Tell everybody. It would be no secret if I saw it and I know it was an injustice. I just cannot stand people being stomped on or people being unfair, okay? So if that was my mother, you think that I could see her and she could have talk for me? In what world, though? In what world would that happen? Okay? What world? Now she is going to, Pamela Beckles has scheduled her to go to trial, and she is doing an appeal. She is doing an appeal, but she's paying, obviously, she has money to pay an attorney. You think someone could have killed Lalu Hanuman's mother or any one of his family, and they talk about, oh, it took too long, I want to go free. You think someone could have done that to him? Okay, let's get serious here. You think someone could come into his house and took out any one of his family? They could not even come into his house and kill the dog. They could not even come into his house and kill a pet rat. They could not come in and kill the kid. They could not go into his property and suck the life out of anything and then talk about, oh, it's time enough that I don't have this hanging over my head. You think you could say that to someone like him? He's getting paid. Okay, he's getting paid to do what she wants him to do. He's a lapdog at this point. Lalu, you're a lapdog. You just all about the money, because you certainly don't have any ethics. There are certain cases some attorneys would not take. There are certain attorneys that would not take certain matters on. They would see the stupidity. They would see this is like wasted. We are already backlogged. That's what the attorney, I'm thinking, in Barbados would say. We are already backlogged. I cannot have this making it go more, longer. You want a resolution. That is the whole thing. You're saying it took 18 years, almost 18 years. That's what you're saying. That's almost a generation. Babies are born and grow up and become adults within 18 years. That's a generation. And you are saying that you want to push this thing out further with an appeal? An appeal? You're a lapdog. You're a lapdog, Lalu. I'm here to tell you, you should be disbarred just for this particular matter that you have taken. No one should hire you. You should not be hired. People who are taking a stand in Barbados, a stand for righteousness, a stand for progressiveness, to progress in life, to grow. Anyone who is of any substance will never, ever, or should never hire him to handle any of their matter. He would take anything for a buck. He would take anything for a buck. Okay? So, yeah, this is the matter here. And they're saying that, the Honorable, I want to move back from that. They're saying that Pamela Beckles ordered the trial to proceed tomorrow. I don't know if tomorrow meaning today or tomorrow, but and she has impaneled a jury. Good thing, Pamela Beckles. I don't usually like Pamela, but it's a good thing because first you have to explain to Barbadians, has there been a statute of limitation amendment on murder? Was that particular thing amended? As I said to you earlier, also in another blog, nowhere in the world you can't kill someone and expect to go free. You cannot do that. Even in war, when it's legal killing during war, even in war, depending on how you acted when you were on the battlefield, they come and get you if you acted out, because there are rules even in war. Okay, there are rules. And if you act out too much and think that because it's a war, no one's going to be counted, no one's going to see you, and you could just do things indiscriminately, they come and fucking get you. You could be 90 years old, they're pulling you in the wheelchair up a courthouse steps and saying guilty, you can dead in prison. Go on dead in prison. They call you a war fucking criminal. A war criminal. And that could happen 50 years out. 60 years out, they don't care. They're coming to get you. And here she is, Haniyfa White Eastman. She's talking about it was too long they took to bring her to trial. It's never too long. It's never too late. She benefited. She got married. She was doing the dog. She's sleeping in a bed now, a proper bed. A proper bed, because Eastman started out trying to get her a little house, some he was trying to help her out because she was always begging. Okay, Haniyfa was her resume was, I want some money, I want a little house, I want some food. That was her resume. She was a beggar. So she cannot say that the length of time it took to bring this matter to court prejudiced her in any way, because she went on and got married. She married a man. She ran his wife off and married him. Okay, she did good. She did good. Okay, after she committed murder. I'm not saying alleged. Here she was arrested for the murder. I'm not saying alleged, because the child of the woman that she killed was there. He's a lapdog. Okay? She did not suffer. She lived her best life in that 18 years. She had a whole generation of partying, of getting married, and whatever else she did in that 18 years. She should feel lucky that she had that time to live out. She wasn't young, But she was still kind of young. But she should say, you know what? It's time that I face the judge. It's time. It's time for me to pay the price for fighting with someone who helped me, always helped me. It's time that I paid the price for being in her house. It's time that I paid the price for, all the, adultery, all the scams, everything that she has done. It should come to an end. She's what I talk about when I talk about earth demons. When I talk about earth demons, she would fit that bill. Okay, you have to put people in their proper place. Okay, everyone has a lane. You have to put people in their proper places and stop letting people in your house to contaminate your house and to steal your husband. Not that husband, you probably want to get rid of him anyhow, but still, he probably will pay a bill here and there or whatever. Don't let people in your house. I'll bet you anything that Haniyfa will never let no woman in her house. I bet you that she knows the rules of these particular games. She would never let no woman come in her house and sit around and fan around her husband. Well, I don't know how viable he is at this point. Him. I don't know. Everything has gone deep south on him by now because he's old. But still, he has her to contend with. I'm telling you, this is the first time. Well, maybe it's not the first time. People have a tendency to say it's the first time. I mean, it's really not the first time. It may not be the first time, but Pamela Beckles has put this thing up for the trial to proceed, although another judge has said, you know what, this thing took so long, maybe you should throw it out. What you should do is throw that woman out. Find out who she is again. Who was she? Someone else that did it said to throw it out. Find out if she's being paid by Eastman. Find out if she's friends with Haniyfa. Find out if she's been to Haniyfa's house for dinner. Find out if they're mingling somewhere at a club. Find out. It's for you guys. It's for you guys to get serious. You guys need to get serious about justice in Barbados. You guys need to get serious. Her name is Carlita Bab Schaefer. Is the one who recommended that the case be thrown out. This one here, Carlita Bab Schaefer. She is a bandit. Carlita is a bandit. Okay, you gotta keep your eyes on her. Okay, so Pamela Beckles did a good thing. She did a good thing. There is no statute of limitations on murder. Even during war, there are crimes. There are war crimes that people commit. That after the war is done and people sign off that we're not going to be doing this anymore, and donkey years pass, and they come and get the war criminal. They're coming to get you because the people in the village who are grown up, they remember. There are certain things your mind does not allow you to forget. All that forgiving and forgetting. Criminals. Those are the only ones that want you to forgive and forget. And the ones that forgive and forget, they too are criminals. They know that they will have done the same thing too, and they want to be forgiven. Or they know that they have done the same thing too, and they want people to forgive them. So that's what they talk about, that forgiving and forgetting. If something really bad happens to you, you can't forgive and you can't forget. You forgive yourself for having allowed yourself, if possible, to be in that situation. Sometimes you're in a situation, you say, you know what, I shouldn't have been there in the first place. You have to forgive yourself for that. Okay? You have to forgive and move through it. But to forgive the person who did something to you when they're out there doing it to other people, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Let that person, fix themselves and let whatever happens from that end. You have to work on yourself. There's no forgiving and no forgetting of anyone other than yourself. Okay, can't forget about yourself, but you can't forgive yourself. Yeah, so this case is delayed again. How long will this take in the Court of Appeals? How long is it going to take? Because an appeal has been filed. And once that appeal has been filed, it's going to stop what's going on in the lower court. So we have to wait and see if it's going to be even longer. If she's complaining that it's too long, like I said, she's benefiting from it, because here it is, it's going to go on too longer now. It's even longer now. How could you be complaining that something took too long and then you push it out into the future to make it longer still? I'm telling you, you guys need to get serious about justice in Barbados. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.